All right, welcome back. Now more than ever, companies are pushing hard to make you friends with your coworkers. From the team wellness retreats to costume parties, bosses, some of them at least, are pulling out all the stops to improve company culture, even as offices remain half empty in many places and employees trumpet stricter work-life balance. One Gallup poll, for example, shows office friendships took a hit during the pandemic, with only 17% of workers, it's about like 1 in 6 or so, now saying they have a best friend at the office. That is down from 22% in 2019. Let's dive into this. Luke Tannen is the CEO of Chicago Innovation, and content creator Flo Lanicki is with us now. Hello to you both. I'll share with you a headline that made me laugh. It comes from the BBC. It says, the pandemic put an end to required birthday cupcakes, team happy hours, and forced fun activities. Many workers are deeply relieved. Do you think that's, Luke, we'll start with you, the sentiment out there?
Yeah, I agree. Relationships and having a good time, it needs to be authentic. It cannot be forced. And yes, the pandemic has caused people to feel less connected to each other. Yes, it's important to build strong relationships at work and enjoy working, but it has to be authentic. It can't be forced fun dictated by leadership. And, if we're talking about relationships, I think there's a larger topic at play, which really is the topic of culture at work. It does not come from forced happy hours or beanbag chairs or ping pong tables. Culture is the set of values, norms, and behaviors that truly guides an organization. And there's many aspects to a strong culture, and leaders play a big role. It's about having a clear vision for the future, core values people rally around, strong leadership that sets a positive tone, inspiring others, getting employees' input, being open and transparent, recognition and rewards, and so much more.
Flo, relief that this is sort of where things are going, or you don't see it that way?
I definitely agree and feel that it is a relief. I have been on the receiving end of some of the extreme culture when it comes to like team building and everything like that. And it just created a level of anxiety that was unnecessary. But I definitely understand that people want to have more of a connection because they're not in the office as much, or maybe they're more hybrid. So
what about the idea of like relationships are good and we should form them, and it's nice to, sort of have that bond with your colleagues? There's something to that too, no?
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely believe in a healthy work community, but I will go along with what Luke stated. It should not be forced, especially when it comes to friendships. Like those are things that happen organically, and I don't think your boss telling you, let's have fun and make friends, I don't think that will work.
Workers were...
Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I was just going to say, forced fun, it doesn't work on kids, it doesn't work on adults. And I think ultimately for employees, they want to be part of a strong culture where they feel valued. I think that really is what it's about. And so I think managers they're asking the wrong question. If it's how can we make work more fun? It should be, how can I make my team members feel more valued? And it comes down to getting to know each and every person, which happens in the office, happens probably better outside of the office. So people just need to listen to employees and find better ways to support their needs and development goals.
We know there's been this huge, we know that there's been this sort of huge shift in the last couple of years with employees being more willing to just get up and take another job. There was a Gallup poll last year. What do you think the top of the list was when people said what they're looking for when it comes to if they're offered a new job by an employer? I'll put that to you. What do you think the top answer was?
I don't think it's money. I think it's feeling that they're making a difference at their work.
All right, what do you think, Flo? Your answer, and then I'll tell you.
I would say it has to have more like a defining line with work and your time, not.
It's
not
money. It always comes down to money.
No, I wouldn't have said that.
Yeah, 64% said an increase in income or benefits. By the way, greater work-life balance was number 2. But at the end of the day, show me the money, right? Got to leave it there. Luke Tannen and Flo Lanicki, great to speak with you both. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.